Good Morning Wilmington. I'm Nadj Nicole.
I'm J Street Jr. And
today we want to congratulate the Blue Coats for going to the championship. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but that's okay because you know what?
They went as far as any team from Delaware
has ever gone.
That's a big deal.
So we still gonna have a cookout.
Yeah.
We still about to party when they get flued back.
Absolutely.
And we gonna be.
Yeah, we keep climbing. We keep climbing, just like the show, Started and now we just keep on going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So congratulations, Blue Coats. You guys are still awesome. You're still inspiring all of us.
We're looking forward to next season.
Yes.
Then we're gonna bring home the whole thing.
That's right.
Get that ring.
And maybe we'll come and host a game or two.
I like that whole idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today is National Napping Day.
Yeah, I could use one because of daylight savings.
Oh, yeah. So we lost an hour.
We lost an hour of sleep.
The calculations we was trying to do behind scenes with it.
Well, how do you go about, when that happens? You just come in.
I wake up.
You just wake up, right? Because most people, I'm the old one, clearly, so I still have, just normal clocks.
He got analog clocks.
I got analog clocks, and you got to crank it and do it. No.
He be outside with his sundial.
Exactly. But now you just wake up and you kind of feel funny because your phone automatically changes. All that happens for me is, so I wake up and my phone's different, and then what'll happen is I go to the microwave and I'm confused, okay. And then, this is another weird thing from my end, is so my motorcycle, when I take my motorcycle rides, I always forget to change the time on that. So I'll be out on
Your motorcycle has a watch?
Not a watch, but
it has a clock?
it has a clock on it in the display. So I'll be out riding, and I'm thinking, I told my wife that I'll be back by 3 or 4, and it's all off, so I half panicked. I'm like, oh no, it's because of daylight savings. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually not wrong, and that's all. Things to think
I just
about.
wake up and look at my phone and be like, oh. And that's it.
Right. Do you ever feel physically the repercussions?
The only time I'm excited is when we gain an hour.
Of course.
Because then I'll wake up and I'll be like, yes!
Well, listen.
I'm going to sleep just a little bit longer.
All I do, so I don't know if I can say this or not, but when it's the fall, when we fall back, that's okay, now I can have one more adult beverage. You know what I mean? And have a little more.
It's either coffee or liquor
it's over
with
the
you.
week.
I don't understand.
Yeah, listen, I do what I can to cope in my own ways, and
True.
Listen, that's part of my enjoyment of getting that extra hours. I can have one little sip, and then still wake up with the same amount of rest. But now I'm dragging.
Well, it means spring has sprung.
It has sprung.
Spring has sprung and is springing its little springing self around. Okay, please, like I said a couple shows ago, don't act up. Okay, we're not quite there yet, so keep them toes. First of all, go. Matter of fact, this is a conversation in itself.
Okay.
Speaking of spring and new things happening, just a little conversation I want to have with some people. Friends, this is a great time for you to groom. You want to know why? Because outside is about to open back up. In fact, some of y'all have acted already as though outside has opened up. So just, a little
That's
advice.
Very progressive of you. If I want to walk outside and be ungroomed and unkempt, like an unmowed lawn, I have that right.
Okay, so if you have that right to do that, then you have no right to talk about people yourself who also look unkempt and stink and all these other things.
Fresh. Listen, this is fresh.
So all I'm saying
out the winter and fresh up out of the pandemic.
So get
We're
them
all
claws.
And you gotta kind of get it back,
Get them claws trimmed. Okay, let's sand down that callus.
I haven't sanded my callus for the past year.
Hit them highlights. Trim a beard or two.
Right, and you see me. It could be a whole lot more ridiculous, but
Jay's beard, after he take off his mask, be looking like tarantula legs.
Yeah. It definitely has a life of its own.
It really does.
It's weird. I don't know why
It talks to me before you do.
I'm
but outside is opening back up, friends. So let's get it to the clean under your nails. Put on deodorant.
Who doesn't put on deodorant in the winter?
Listen, when people was home, I'm sure was sitting there like, I've been in the house. I don't need to bathe. It's only day 3. Let's not do that. Let's open up outside, back up with renewed, refreshed, soap cleansed bodies.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think everybody's still a little bit weary too, because this is really we didn't say it yet, but like this is the year sort of anniversary of when things really started to shut down.
For me,
so
it was March 13th. Exactly. I remember that day.
Okay. So,
Yep.
I think we all remember that feeling. So I think everyone's a little bit like,
Yes, like
oh boy, can we really?
Some, because other people have been like, Psh, I'm
Texas,
going out. Bye.
Texas,
Yes.
Mississippi, we out here. Listen, I get my final shot on
This
Thursday.
week.
Yep. And I'm going to Texas for 2 weeks. It's going.
He told me that if the foot does grow out of his head this time, that I get to keep it on a keychain.
It's my unlucky foot. It's my bad luck foot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to Texas for 2 weeks, and I'll see y'all later. You know what I mean? I'll come back. I'm gonna quarantine because I'm gonna be wilding out. Is that an old man term?
I don't know. I mean, I've heard people say
like you wilding. You never heard that before?
I think it's because it's you.
What do you? Okay, wait. What does that mean? It's because
I don't know.
It's me.
It's the way you say it.
How do I say it?
I don't know. It don't.
No, don't pull punches. No, because we're gonna be at the Laff House, and this is your chance, like do the little roast thing. So what is it? What's the problem? Speak on it.
I just think, Jay, you're a little bit too reformed to say wilding out.
It's because
I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible.
She's suggesting that. Are you suggesting that I can't go to Morehouse College in Tower Hill and also say wildin' out? I can't do that?
That's the reason right there. You see what he's doing with the voice?
But I thought I could, I like to play both sides of the fence.
Well, I'm about to be talking like you too, with the like the proper voice. Because when that stimmy hit, I don't know none of y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to put on my fur coat.
I'm
all the crab legs.
Listen,
all the crab legs. Ain't a crab gonna be in the sea.
Nadj, you are
I'm gonna get some Moscato.
No, what you're going to do is be responsible, and you are going to, do something. You're going to save it, or you're going to use it for something that needs to be done around the house, and we're going to be responsible, fiscally responsible adults here, right?
You're right. That's why I'm going to make sure I pay in installments on my order that's been in my basket online. Because I know I'm going to stretch that money out. I'm going to stretch out my coin.
Yeah,
so they talk about $1,400 per person. Plus a child tax credit. So to all you people with no kids.
See, and
all you people with no kids talk about, I ain't got no kids and I'm 30. I ain't got no kids. Well, now we'll see who really ain't got no kids.
You make a really valid point, because honestly, one of the concerns that I've had, and this is me kind of being like, this is sort of my old conservative side. It's like, I feel like there are some people who are going to get stimulus money who really don't need it. Stimulus. And I've even seen people, like, I'm not going to name them, but I've seen people be very open about that. Like, you're like, listen, I kind of really don't need it. And who am I to criticize? I don't know.
Y'all need my Cash App?
But like, it'd be cool if we could pinpoint a little bit more where the money should go, because at the end of the day, it is an expensive thing. You know what I mean? Like, if you need it, please. Like, if you suffered and are behind on your bill.
You don't need your stimmy?
You know what? I'll be honest. I could use it. Listen, I'm far from rich. Like, we are going to get stimulus, which lets you know my income bracket, okay? But my wife is very good with money.
I need to call the IRS and let them know.
He don't need it. I'll take his cut. Like, we have been fortunate to be able to manage without it. My wife is very good with money. I'm pretty responsible.
Where that money can go? To your Indian motorcycle fund?
Listen, what's going to be is truck tires. It's gonna be truck tires. Because I gotta get new tires, and I'll just use it. Instead of having to set that to the side, I'll thank you, Uncle Joe, for that.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad for money that is ours, essentially, with all the taxes that we pay.
It's on a credit card.
Listen,
that's what's happening, and that's my concern.
Credit means nothing at this age.
Yeah, exactly. Your age, this age, the last thing I want is more credit card debt, and this is national debt.
Ooh, you aged yourself right there.
I'm 44 years old, proudly. Hello. Anything else? Yeah.
So before we move on with the show, I just want to say happy Jea-versary.
Mm-hmm.
On March 11th, that was the 6-month mark of me and Jay meeting for coffee to discuss a podcast, which turned into this.
Started from
Milk
and
and Honey.
Now we're here.
6
months later. Time flies. Cheers.
DETV Good Morning Wilmington coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That good coffee, too.
Come on,
This one.
come on. To 6 more months and 6 more months and 6 years and whatever.
Yeah, let's keep
He's
this
my
thing
very
going.
good best friend now. Sorry, Sam. I love you too.
Sam is also our best friend.
He is. He denies us.
And lest we cross him, he could be our worst enemy.
But
Never mess with your producer. Right.
No.
Yeah, be looking like this. Yeah.
But yeah, we met at Milk and Honey, and I think I had texted him like a month or so prior. Was like, hey, do you want to do a podcast? And he was like, okay.
But I'm very much I love adventures and taking risks and just trying new stuff. So I was like, let's do it. Let's just go and see what happens.
And like we had been around each other for gigs and stuff, but to have a full-blown conversation, that was our first time. And from then on came the madness.
Mm-hmm. That you all have grown to love, correct?
And you love
it, right?
us.
You do love us, right?
You love us, right?
Right.
Send us love. Send me your stimmy.
Yeah.
My Cash App is in the comments.
Oh, man. Yo, so should we talk a little bit about so now that things are reopening, what our plans are and like as artists and all that kind of stuff. Like, can we talk about that a little bit?
Like I said, when I get my stimmy, I'm taking my fur coat and I don't know y'all. Like, do you know how many children I have? And I'm married, which means his money, my money.
No, that is the truth because the way my account is set up, it all goes directly to Lisa.
Hey babe, we got our stimmy. I put it in the savings.
Because literally, that's exactly what's going to happen.
I'll say, Ishmael, we got our stimmy. I'm going to the stove.
And so what I will have to do, because I am going to I'm going to cut a little bit of that, whatever I would use for my truck tires and stuff, and I'm going to, maybe just do something for myself, maybe buy, a new pair of jeans or something like that. And I'm going to have to be, and I have no problems, making myself humble, like, hey, babe, do you think that you could Venmo me couple dollars so that I could please? I've been nice. I've been good. I did the dishes. I took out the.
That is hilarious.
I swept, but I don't. But see, that's where the importance of having a balanced relationship comes into play. Because leave it to me, and I'm gonna do something silly. You know what I mean? Like, I would use it for a down payment for a motorcycle. So like, here, just take it because I can't manage this properly, and she's good at that. It's fantastic.
I walk up to Ishmael and say, I need money. That's it, literally. Mm-hmm. Money.
Yeah, must be nice.
It is. It is. And I'm cute, so hey. So yeah, when outside opened back up for real, I definitely plan on taking my kids and doing something fun.
Mm-hmm. Like
because I don't know, like when I was a kid, my parents used to take us to, of course, like we had a timeshare in Virginia Beach, so we used to go to Virginia Beach all the time. And we would go to amusement parks a lot, and we went to the aquarium. So like I want to do those things because the twins are now at that age. And I'm saying this, and I know a lot of black folk are gonna be like, but I'm getting them baby backpack leashes, and I'm gonna take them out because my kids is wild.
My sister-in-law did that a couple years ago.
I'm taking them right out, and I'm gonna be like, get over here, Ishmael, get Yara. But we going out because outside has opened back up.
Well, now wait a minute. Now, outside is open back up, but you still gotta be masked up.
Oh no, we still the babies do like wearing their masks. Like they do.
You know what's really? They like wearing them, and it gives me such.
I have pride. I'm like, my babies.
It makes me a little bit more frustrated with the fact that it's an issue for anyone to wear their mask. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And my daughter comes home and she has her mask on and she doesn't want to take it off because she thinks it's fun. And it's just like, it's almost like kind of like Halloween to her. It's like an accessory. It's my mask. And she'll talk to me like, honey, can you please take the mask off so I can hear you talk? She'll run around all day. So I'm going to start ranting.
Yara,
Did you feel the rant bug coming? He's about
no.
Okay, let's take it back because I was about to rant.
The sun's getting real low, big guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. I'm okay.
Okay.
But wear your mask. It's not over yet. We're getting
Yes.
there. But it's a slope. Don't mess us up.
Right.
Like, it's like, we're at the goal line to an extent, so don't fumble now.
We're going to get that group, that national immunity, because I am boycotting herd, because I ain't no heifer. That's that toxic masculinity.
What I need for y'all to do, honestly, is to check in on me this weekend, because I am not even going to begin to act like I'm not a little bit scared about round 2. I've heard some people who have gotten the second shot.
We need you to vlog.
So I'm okay with doing it. And,
yes.
And so here's the thing. On one hand,
I'm gonna throw toilet paper and vitamin C tablets at your door.
Yeah. So on one hand, it could be a big nothing burger. You know what I mean?
It could be.
And that's kind of how it was for a lot of people. My brother just had like a bad headache for a little bit, but then other people who have had extremely, strong reactions. And like, at the end of the day, I know that it will pass, and by the time I wake up on Monday, I'll be back to my normal self.
Yeah.
So that leads me to say that if it does go way south, it might be kind of funny in a way for me to vlog that, for y'all to see me writhing and like, oh my gosh, make it stop. You know what I'm saying?
So make sure y'all following Jay, because
check in on your boy.
He gonna do it.
Check in on me. I'm sure I'll be fine. But I tell you what, in about 2 weeks,
he gonna be wilding out.
Oh my gosh. There will be some time within,
just don't forget us,
within the next 2 months where I am able to sit at a bar with my brother and a nice burger and a couple of adult beverages, and it's going to be glorious because I have been very diligent about following the protocols.
Yes, he has.
And it has been really a year outside of me me having to take care of something that needed to be taken care of. I have not been inside eating for a rest, like in that situation, for a year.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably disappear and not even care about it ever again. But that one time, you know what I'm saying?
Well, make sure y'all keep wearing your masks until we've reached national immunity.
Heard. You heard? You heard? See what I did there?
Triggered. I'm triggered.
That's fine.
But like I said, I'm gonna have them backpack baby leashes, their masks, some juicy juices in my side pockets.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Drink up. Be quiet.
Here's a gummy. You want some crackers?
I'm fully.
But we going out. Going out.
I'm going to stalk you and your family
Get
down
out
and
that
get
double
pictures.
stroller.
I want to see you on like online. Like, look at this lady wearing. Like, come on, man. Like, she disrespecting them babies.
No, if y'all saw my children, like, they are wild. They wilding out.
Your baby's gonna be like, give us free.
No, you didn't.
And I'll leave it at that. Are we done?
I'm sorry. You're terrible.
You're terrible.
They're cute, though.
Don't stand for it. Don't let your wife do that to them babies.
Ishmael, I need money for these backpack leashes. We all about to be together as a family with our masks and our leashes.
That's cool.
Heading out, because outside.
Going to Camden or Baltimore?
Oh, I love Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, the Baltimore Aquarium. They have so many, oh my gosh, so many just interesting fish. I mean, Camden's cool, but it's just too small.
Okay. Have you seen the Shark Tank in Camden?
Yes. It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But stay safe, friends. We're almost out the woods. Soon coming out of the woods. I think that's the saying. So what do we have going on today, Jay? I know we have a really fun segment at the Laff House.
Yep.
Where we'll be doing some stand-up, possibly.
Maybe I get roasted, something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
My specialty.
We're going to talk to Sam from the Queen.
Yes.
About, them reopening. And so, the arts are...
It's coming back.
It's coming back. And, I think one of the undercurrent stories, or maybe honestly it's been out front, is the fact that the arts have been just completely destroyed by COVID.
No. I actually we have prevailed in a sense because the true creatives have found ways.
I feel like I got my head chopped off and it grew back.
Jay, you put on Ronapalooza.
Yeah, and
you were the first
that's
one.
when my head started growing back. You know what I'm saying?
And you've been doing virtual concerts and still been getting booked. Like, this was a test. This was definitely a test for true creatives to figure out where they fit in the game and what kind of reputation you have.
Yeah, every year, at the end of the summer, you know, I cut my grass, and they're like, there's a flower, you know, it's like we have a bed of flowers on the side. And I go over them, and then winter passes, and lo and behold, they come back up. That's how I feel. Like, the lawnmower chopped me off.
So you're a perennial.
I'm a perennial. Very well. But the arts are coming back. You know what I mean? We
full force.
Yeah, the strongest ones, I shouldn't say the strongest, because there are people who just haven't been able to manage it. But, like, you're right. The ones who stuck it out are still here, and
everyone else is going to learn. You're going to get in where you fit in. So Sam is definitely going to give us some insight on what the Queen is doing and what Wilmington's going to be doing, and I'm excited for that. So stay tuned.
Good morning, it's your girl Desi, and now it's time for the good news. Listen, you guys, don't forget to follow us on DETVCH.com because you might just hear your quote. So today's quote is coming from Veronica.Beee, lots of E's on that one, and it's a good one, y'all. It's all about the smile. It says, your smile is your best asset. So smile while you still have teeth. Once again, your smile is your best asset. So smile while you still have teeth. Now I know some of y'all are like, Desi, I don't know. My smile is not perfect. Listen, you were fearfully and wonderfully made, flaws and all. So do me a favor. Remember, your smile is your best asset. So smile while you still have teeth. And don't forget to follow us on DETVCH.com.
Thank you, Desi, for the good news. And since outside is opening back up, the arts is reemerging, and today we have on Sam Blumin, the head honcho at our local Queen Theater, who's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on this coming summer and the year. Thank you, Sam, for joining us. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I got a show coming up there, but we're going to talk about that later. Let us talk about you. How did you become the head honcho of the Queen Theater?
So, you know, I come from a restaurant management background originally in New York City. I lived in LA for a few years recently, and that's where I actually started working at the Hollywood Palladium as the VIP manager. It's a very large venue in Hollywood. And that's where I got my foot in the door with Live Nation and music venues in general. And then here, as Live Nation kind of handed things off to Buccini Poland Group, my name came up, and I ended up, you know, in Wilmington, Delaware, of all places. So that's kind of how I landed here.
So welcome to Wilmington. You know, it's been really cool to kind of see you take over the Queen, and you know, one of the things from my end that's been very cool just from the jump has been the fact that you kind of automatically reached out to a lot of the local musicians. And when I say local, I don't mean that in a negative way, but just by, you know, I mean that you reached out to the musicians who are a part of the Wilmington community. And that's been really cool. Could you talk to us about, you know, where that, you know, sort of approach came from?
Yeah, so, you know, from the start, that's been our philosophy. Well, from the start of, you know, this new iteration of the Queen, it's been our philosophy to be very inclusive and community driven and kind of function as a community clubhouse for Wilmington, you know, and of course, larger, the state of Delaware. But in Wilmington, you know, with our new opening of the Knights Bar, it's never been a standalone bar in the past. Our focus is to bring smaller acts that we think have potential, you know, from all different genres. We have live music Wednesday through Saturday, and kind of give them an opportunity to be on some kind of stage, even though it's a small room. That's where they can make their mark. And the idea is for those artists to then grow and potentially, if they do well, to then play in our Crown Room, which is an 150 seated room on the same floor, and to do a larger ticketed show in that space. And then eventually the main hall, which is what everyone, you know, thinks of when they hear the Queen, is the large, over 1,000 capacity space. So the idea is to foster this growth, kind of like an incubator for local artists.
I love that. And everyone here knows that, when you gig in Wilmington, that's one of the main staple places that you perform. Even, before, when it was the, what was it, World Cafe Live, that's where everyone really started honing in their skills and showing their talent. So it's really good to get back there. Can you give us a little insight on how you guys dealt with the COVID shutdowns and what you did to kind of get through that?
Yes, so we opened the Nice Bar end of July. We had a good little run. It was fun, great weather with our open patio. We had really positive reception from our guests and our artists in terms of how we handled the COVID protocols, and especially because we had the patio doors open, so it was always fresh air, no matter what. Even when it got into the colder months, we put up heaters. But then in November, the governor's restrictions really limited us, and we kind of had to close the doors again. So since mid-November until next Friday when we reopen, we've been kind of dormant. But we were very fortunate to host now President Joe Biden since September, so about 4 or 5 months. Through his entire campaign, his team built out the first TV studios for a presidential election in history. They rented the entire building pretty much. And that was not only, entertaining and fun for us, but it's also incredible to be part of history. So, that definitely, it helped us a little bit financially as well. But yeah, we were able to use the building in some capacity.
So, okay, real quick, speaking about the president, because I was going to ask you this question.
Uncle Joe.
Number one, I'm assuming you've met Uncle Joe, you've met President Biden face to face. Is that true?
In a sense, yes, I've been in proximity of him. It's just with COVID, they've been extremely strict. Normally during normal times, I would have met him, but things were different this year.
Right.
So, yeah, talk to us now, I guess, about what the whole reopening process is going to be like as far as you can see it right now. I know things change and they can change on a dime, but what's the current, plan for getting the Queen back up and running at its full capacity,
So the plan is we're going to be taking, baby steps. We're going to be doing this in stages. Our first stage is to reopen the Nice Bar as it was several months ago. They do little shows in there Wednesday through Saturday. And then we're introducing a few ticketed shows actually by this Friday. We're putting certain shows on sale for the month of April in the Crown Room. So we are limited there as well at 50% capacity. So that gives us 74 seats. But it's super exciting to be, hosting ticketed shows. It is indoors, similar to a setup of any restaurant you have on Market Street. We'll be having full beverage and food service as well. So we're super excited about that. It's our first stage, even in the Crown Room. Eventually, as capacity increases, we will increase the operation. But that's for the next several months, our outlook. We also have a bunch of special events coming up, starting end of April, May. It's looking heavier towards fall and winter as certain guests have been pushing from 2020 into this year. But, those are sprinkled throughout the calendar as well. And then for the main hall, it's probably the biggest question due to the restrictions and the 6-foot distancing and the seated format. It's very difficult for us to host anything, especially large acts, in that room. So other than private events, we're kind of waiting on the climate of the country and the state to dictate how we proceed and when we'll proceed.
We talk a lot about the idea of vision on our show, and I'm curious to know what sort of the long-term vision is for the Queen over the next, say, even 2 years. And I know how hard that is to predict right now, but where are you trying to navigate things, if that makes sense?
Yeah, as I kind of said earlier, our idea is for this to be kind of a community clubhouse feel, for everybody to be involved, for it to be super inclusive, for all types of people and sorts of events. Not only, you can't just look at it as just a music venue. You know, we have private events of all different sorts. We have rentals. So the idea is to activate all of our rooms. We have a total of about 4 rooms throughout the building, all different shapes and sizes. And the idea is at peak, you know, in a year or two, once things are back to normal, to on a given, you know, Friday, Saturday night, to have Night's Bar having a show, Crown Room and Main Hall at the same time, or a little bit staggered. So that's the idea. And, you know, in the past, booking's been a bit sporadic from what I've heard, and we're just trying to, you know, activate it as often as possible. So that's kind of the biggest change I see.
Well, we're thankful for you joining us today and giving us a little bit of insight on what's going on at the Queen and the future of the Queen. And thank you for paying attention and hearing out, you know, what the local artist community has had to say, because the one thing that I remember most is when the artist made a statement on, I think it was Facebook, a little, like a year ago, you guys swooped in and were like, listen, this is what we have for you. And I appreciate that. So thank you for being open to us and welcoming us into the Queen family, like World Cafe Live did. And we're excited for the future. So thank you.
What up, everybody? We are here today at the House of Laff with Brother Gundy Jacobs,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
owner of
Yes,
this
sir.
beautiful establishment. And
Thank
before
you,
we
my
even
brother.
dig into it, I think we both are on the same page that when we walked in here, we
gasped.
we gasped. It's a beautiful space.
It's so nice in here. It's so nice. Like, it's really beautiful.
And we wouldn't say that if we didn't mean
Right.
it. Like, you know, and we said this
We
too.
would have been like, oh,
Yeah,
That's cute.
this is so cute. Oh my God. But we walked in and we're like, this is everything
this is beautiful.
that we need here in
Yes.
our dope little
It
town.
takes it up a notch.
Yeah.
It takes it up a notch for all the venues around. Like, honey, if you don't look like the House of Laff, I got to go.
Details. So, tell us about your place and how it came to be.
Yes,
Well, first,
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, you know it means something when you make it to Good Morning Wilmington.
Yes.
Let's be clear about that.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad we hit you with the wow factor. That
Yes.
means what we were instructed to do, what we had designed to do, has come to fruition, and I'm glad that you like it so much.
Yes.
Yeah, we're excited.
So, how did the idea take place? Like,
Yes.
where did it all come from? Where did it start?
Wow.
Yeah.
It goes back many, many years. Our journey began in October of 1991
Wow.
when we had our
Wait, that's when I was born.
Oh my. Okay.
It all
young
arrived
son.
at the
Okay.
perfect time.
Wow.
Yes.
Great things happened in October
Okay.
1991.
Yes. So you're a Libra.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
See, I knew there was a
I
vibe.
knew it was something. Right. Well, it started back in, again, October 1991 at the Longshoremen's Hall
Yes.
in South Wilmington,
Yes.
South Bridge. That's where I was raised. I had my 21st birthday there while I was attending Delaware State College.
Okay.
So Longshoremen is a treasured venue throughout the city.
Yes.
And my grandfather, he was the executive chef
Wow.
at DuPont Country Club, so he provided a wonderful buffet. I made some phone calls and got a DJ from the radio station. I enlisted a few comedians through some hookups, through some college friends that knew other comedians, and we pretty much put that whole relationship on the table and brought everyone to the table, and
Yeah.
it turned out to be a great event. And from that event, we turned it into a business.
Sure.
So since that time, off and on throughout the years, we've been promoting comedy shows, concerts, tours up and down the East Coast, from Philadelphia to Jersey, Atlantic City, down south as far as Virginia, Atlanta, Florida. So we've been pretty busy and we decided to make our way back home with a venue that we could really allow so many other new upcoming acts to get involved and enjoy your home, such as the House of Laff.
And this is home.
This is home. This is our launching pad.
Love it. So you're a proud man from Southbridge. I'm from West Side. You know, I love the idea of people coming back
I'm
here.
from Newcastle.
Okay.
Respect to all of them. We love all of our whole
Yes.
state. So what made you say, I'm coming back home and I'm gonna build this thing right here?
Yeah.
Well, I was actually on my way out of town. I was picking up, moving to my second home, Charlotte, North Carolina. I love it there.
Yes, I got family.
And my lady, Wayne Dobson, she's a realtor. So she said, before you leave town to go sign some paperwork down Charlotte, I want you to look at this one last place.
Wow.
So I said, all right, I'll give it a try. So I came past here one evening and stopped at the red light across the street on Pennsylvania Avenue and just glanced over and was like, whoa, this may be it.
What said whoa from the jump? Like,
Yeah.
The location.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, location. I seen there were no other existing businesses of the sort that would be near. I knew the area was of a more affluent neighborhood. The construction that was taking place in the area let me know that there was going to be an influx of new folks in the area, which we now see the large site across the street at 2000 Pennsylvania Avenue, beautiful newly constructed building with several hundred residents.
Yep.
So after I did a little more homework and noticed that over 21,500 passerbys come past this intersection every day, it started to become more and more prominent for me to just jump into this venue.
Yeah.
And once we had the opportunity to come inside and see what it looked like, you know, it had all the bones to fit our model.
Yeah.
So it was like you came in here.
That's what it was.
On the first time with the wow factor. When I
Yeah.
first came in, of course it wasn't under this state, but when I came in, it was like, yeah, I could do something with this.
He's got vision.
We talk about it on the show all the time, vision,
Yes.
because we both know what it was, and it's
Yes.
not knocking what it was, but this is levels on levels on levels
Yes.
up.
I appreciate it, my
So,
brother.
you-
We was actually gonna name the venue Levels.
Oh,
Wow.
that's
We were.
crazy.
We were. I was like, nah, not right now.
I
Let's
think
not
you
do
picked
that.
the right
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Wow.
we understand
Yes.
what it was and what you turned it into, so we can appreciate it at a different level.
Yes.
I think.
I appreciate
Yes.
that also.
So when you got inside and you started planning and really figuring out what the vision was, what was something that you knew you had to have?
A kitchen.
Because we like to
That-
eat.
yeah,
Okay,
a kitchen.
okay.
That was
Yes.
one.
Yes.
That was one. So years ago, there had been a kitchen here.
Okay.
But as new businesses came, they removed the kitchen.
Oh.
So we had to, you know, totally construct a new commercial kitchen.
Wow.
Pretty much every aspect of the building we had to reconstruct. So thanks to the financial support of True Access Capital, they believed in our business plan. They believed in our experience to, you know, to parlay the relationships that we've built, the clientele that we established, that I would be a good candidate to follow through with funding.
Yeah.
So I can't thank True Access enough for allowing us an opportunity to build this so that myself,
Yeah.
my sons, my family, my kids will be able to benefit from this.
Yeah, the conversation about access to opportunities, a whole
Oh, yeah.
segment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get it.
Yeah.
But tell us about what you do have plans. You know, what the plans that you do have for the place are.
Well, House of Laughs is a comedy lounge and event center. So when we don't have comedy shows, we will have almost anything under the sun, entertainment, arts-wise.
Okay.
So as you see the space, we have a 6,300 fit out.
Wow.
We are 300-seater capacity.
Wow.
So we can have standing room only, seating events, dinner theater style. We can open it up and have a skating night. We can have a Rip the Runway fashion show. You name it, we
You said
have.
boxing. I'm
Boxing,
a big boxing
most
fan.
definitely. We
Trying
have
to see some MMA right here in my
Yeah,
city.
we have room for boxing matches to face
Yes.
off with premier
Wow.
VIP sections. And
Yes.
state-of-the-art sound and lights where you can, it's not a bad space in the building.
Yep.
So you'll be able to see the show from either our booths or in one of our game rooms. If you want a little more exclusive vibe, we have that to offer as well.
This is really exciting. Like I'm excited for you because when like you said, when we walked, we had wow factor, and then I'm looking at the lineup. So
You see that line?
this line, first of all,
Huh?
Tommy Davidson,
Huh? The legendary
the legendary Tommy
actor,
Davidson.
comedian Tommy Davidson.
Yes, Emmy
What's funny is
nominated.
I didn't recognize him at first because he's
Okay.
so clean now.
I know,
Okay.
I remember him
Right.
from Living in Color, and I was like, oh, that boy got
Yeah.
clean.
Yes, they have Flame Monroe.
Do you understand that?
I'm like-
Emmy nominated.
Yes, Emmy nominated. Listen,
Fresh off the Tiffany Haddish's special.
Yes.
They ready.
she ready.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, your ability to pull in that level of an act speaks for itself. How did you gain the ability to manage to do that? What does that take?
Networking is critical.
Yes.
Relationship building is
Yes.
is important.
Yes.
It's critical.
Yep.
Trial and error is important.
Yeah.
And all of that in the mixing bowl, you have to be able to execute.
Sure.
So throughout the years of having these shows, I've always kept a good relationship for the most part.
Yeah.
Those that may have not gone too good, I've always tried to either repair, make amends so that it could be just a phone call away.
Yeah.
And now at this point, I'm able to utilize those same relationships and reaching out to acts, getting them to come in, perform, or contact other acts that I may be looking for to perform.
I mean, you said from the rip like that. It started in 1991. You
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
know.
That speaks to that, and I love that idea.
I've read a comment, actually a buddy of mine sent me something the other day. It was like, people don't know it takes 10 or 20 years to be an overnight success. So this just didn't just happen overnight. It's been a true journey.
So speaking to that, what would you say to young entrepreneurs who have these big ideas and are struggling, trying to figure out where to go, take their first step or how to take their first step?
It's important to just build,
Yeah.
right? Everyone wants a detailed, documented plan,
Yeah.
business plan, scripture, whatever it may be, but it's important to just build. I know we're not living in a time where you could just continue to wing it, because that could backfire where you'll never be able to get out the starting gate.
Yeah.
So it's definitely good to have some solid plans in place. But like I tell my son, my oldest son, a lot of times, man, you shoot the ball.
Right.
Just shoot the ball. If you miss it, get your rebound and put it back up.
Right.
Using an athletic analogy. But it's important that you get out there and just try it. You may find out that this isn't what you want to do. It's like any career. You may go to college 4 years and get a degree in marketing, but you find out you more in a pharmaceutical
That's me.
field.
Yeah.
So you have to just give it a try, see what you like, and start early.
Yeah.
Don't try not to wait till your 30s, 40s, and 50s. However,
Right.
we've learned a lot of the more wealthier individuals became wealthy as they became older because of those experiences, those challenges that they were able to overcome. So it's important to just try.
Yeah. So we noticed that you've had Aziza on the stage.
Oh, phenomenal.
My brother
had-
Jonathan Whitney.
Uh-huh.
Phenomenal.
my guy,
Best,
my
best kept
guy.
soul.
Yeah.
Best kept soul.
Oh,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
You out here bringing
Sold
in the
out
best
back
of
to
the
back.
best.
Nothing but the best of the best.
How's that been? Sorry.
No. Have at it. No.
How has that been bringing in the local artists to be a part of what you're building?
Well, I mean, that's our foundation. So it's important for us that we stay grounded in our journey. You know, it's easy for us to pick up the phone and call some celebrities, but I know after the celebrities.
I know that.
You heard that flex?
Yeah.
You heard that song flex?
No, I mean, really, it's easy to do that, but it's also important to us to make sure we touch base with our own homegrown folks. I don't really like to use the word local because local really isn't all what a lot of us are.
Yeah.
So, but having our homegrown talents come through here, bless the stage, give them another outlet that they can call home, it only allows us to continue to build stronger relationships and allow them to tweak their talents so that they can move on to bigger and brighter days. I gotta thank y'all again because y'all been doing some incredible work in the city.
Thank you.
You know, I know it's challenging. I tell my son, challenging coming in the footsteps of such a giant as your father, Mr. J Street. Shout out to Mr. J Street.
Hey, Papa J.
And you're a beautiful songstress. And it's good to see that you have your parents' support pushing you 100%. But y'all have been doing some amazing work in the community, and I'm glad y'all decided to come and give us a shot today.
It's a no-brainer. So
Yes.
congratulations, and
Yes.
we obviously wish you nothing but success.
I
for
appreciate
And
it.
tons of laughs.
Yes. Our motto here is live, love, laugh. And as you see that mural up there, that's what it represents.
I love that.
So leave all of your concerns on the other side. But once you come here, we will want you to really, embrace that.
Yes. Well, you heard it here first. All the wonderful things that he has going on at the House of Laughs. Support, guys. Support. Don't ever say that Delaware doesn't have things going on, because this is what's going on.
I'm about to rant. The rant monster's about to come out.
The sun's getting real low, big guy.
Listen. Exactly. Mr. Jacobs, thank you for giving us a house to laugh in. Ha! Did you catch that joke? Damn, it never stops. The nonsense never stops. Thank you for welcoming us to your establishment. And thank you, Sam, from the Queen, the King of the Queen.
The King of the Queen.
King of the Queen. You know,
We got friends in high places.
Right. So thank you for that.
Yes.
Hey, guess what's coming up?
What's coming up?
Tell the people what's the house. You know.
Oh.
I want you to say it.
St. Patty's Day
Listen.
is coming up. Now, let me just say this. Enjoy yourselves, but remember 2 things, okay? We all know about COVID. Be careful with COVID. But also, don't get carried away and lose your life with the bar hopping, okay? Do not get carried away because you've been locked up for a year and you go out with your friends and y'all bar hopping and you drinking. Do not be crazy.
I tell you
Enjoy
what.
a drink. Enjoy a couple drinks, but be smart. Be safe.
You make a really good point, actually, because in all likelihood, especially if the weather holds up,
They wilding out.
it's about like this is going to be a pretty crazy St. Patty's Day
Yeah,
if it's possible.
be careful.
And listen,
I want y'all to keep watching the
y'all
show.
better
You
be
can't
glad.
do that if you did.
Y'all better be glad that I am 44 with 2 kids and a wife. Because if I was in my
He
20s,
says that a
if I
lot.
was single, if I was in my 20s, I would be on 12 out of 10 out in these streets right now for St. Patty's Day. Because listen. I love and enjoy all of my blackness, but I love the Irish. I love Guinness. I love Jameson. And I wonder if that's a little bit of, I shouldn't say that. It's kind of stereotypical. But listen, I shout out to the Irish for the creation of Guinness beer and Jameson whiskey. They're both amazing beverages to consume, and I love St. Patty's Day. I'm not going to be out in the streets because I'm not ready for all that right yet, but I'll be home enjoying, my little at-home. So why you look at me like that?
Like what?
Like.
Oh, sorry. Guess I'm just,
Yeah.
Well, enjoy yourselves. Be safe. We're going to talk to them on Wednesday because, the live, but I'll be reminding y'all.
You already know what's going down for me in terms of my outfit and everything. Because if Wednesday is St. Patty's
And
Day,
I do like to get a little festive, and green is a
listen,
nice
I'm
color.
gonna be all up in the green, and I know I can't consume anything on the camera, but I'm gonna at least pretend. Maybe I have like a coffee in a Guinness mug. You know what I'm saying? It won't have the creamy top to it, but I'm gonna pretend.
You gonna let this happen?
So y'all better come on, y'all better tune in on Wednesday because it's St. Patty's Day, and I can't. You know what? I want to kill it. No,
This
that's
week,
Scottish. That's
also,
Scottish.
I want to add, Sam had mentioned that this week will be the first week of shows at the Queen, so make sure you're going out to support the local artists.
Yes.
We talked about it. We've talked about it several times, and I'm going to continue to reiterate it. As an artist myself, and Jay as an artist, it has been a struggle. Some people have completely just gone dark, and other people have prevailed and fought through it. But if you can, and you feel so inclined, go out and support these artists and tip them. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, put some cash in their little basket, something, because there are people out here who don't feel like what artists bring to the table is work, but that is their work. And because of COVID, a lot of people have lost a lot because they didn't have gigs. So please be considerate of that. If you donated during Do More 24, honey, you got a little more for these artists.
And see, people, I know that obviously as artists we think about this, but you guys got to understand, there's a whole ecosystem, between the venue. It's a symbiotic relationship between the venue and the artist. So, when you come out and you come to the venue, or even if you just watch an online concert,
yes,
you know what I mean?
The views matter.
You're supporting the artist, you're supporting the venue, and we need each other. And we need you as our audience to enjoy it. So if you can, please make that effort. It's our job to create quality art.
Right.
But we need you to consume it.
It's your job to support it.
We can't, I know. And one of the biggest things that I've heard consistently from people is they miss live music. You know what I mean? So, if you love us, show us. Don't just say it.
Yes,
and I'll
come
leave
out,
it at that, right?
Get a drink.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. You might meet the love of your life. You never know. Because no, cuffing season's over. Never mind. You may not meet your love of your life.
This
you might
is the
just
time to.
Yeah.
I'm about to go off
You
the
about to
deep end.
spring fling. This the tender time. This that post COVID tender time.
Hot girl summer.
Hot girl summer.
Raise the roof. It's time to raise the roof again.
Twerk, 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 twerk.
Should we connect you to music now? Because
Twerk,
it
twerk,
might
twerk,
be
twerk,
about.
Have a good day. See you Wednesday.
Yeah.